Hi, Jacq Hackett here with a Friday thought. I talk to a lot of people who are thinking about making the move to consulting, and one of the common things they ask me is, how do I know if I've got what it takes? Great question. And these are people who have had very solid careers, that have a ton of experience and skills and competencies to bring to the role. But whether or not all of that is going to translate into, being an excellent consultant is a tricky question to answer. And that's because I think being a good consultant doesn't just depend on your skills and your competencies and your abilities, which are obviously important, but it also depends on some of your personal traits and attributes. And so there are obviously, I think, quite a number of those that will make life as will contribute to making you an effective consultant. But I thought I'd talk about one of those today, and that is being confident outside your comfort zone. And so what I mean by that is that when people have been in employment for most of their careers, they often specialise. So, for example, I work in health, and I work with people who really specialise in particular areas in health. It might be Aboriginal health, might be drug and alcohol, it might be acute care services, that kind of thing. And which is what you want. You want people in our public health system to be, absolutely on top of their game and to be specialists. But I, as a consultant, can't limit myself to working in one or two of those areas. There simply wouldn't be enough work. So I need to be able to work across a whole lot of areas and content areas that I really don't have a lot of depth of understanding about. And so right now, for example, I'm working in maternity services, I'm working in mental health in schools, and also mental health, people with mental health and a disability and an intellectual disability, and working out pathways to care and support for them. So they're three areas that have I got a really solid understanding beforehand? No, not at all. And so am I outside my comfort zone? Yes, definitely. Now I've learnt to thrive on that, really, and to trust that I have the consulting skills and competencies to get me through, as well as an understanding of the health sector broadly. But I do think it's a question to ask yourself when you're stepping out of employment, and if you have specialised, solely in one or two particular areas, to think about whether that's going to give you enough work, or whether you're prepared and going to be okay with stepping outside your comfort zone to work across other areas. So that's my thought for this week. I'd love to hear your thoughts about it. And if you are, thinking about making the move to consulting and you've got some questions, why don't you check out my new email course, Solo Consulting 101, Getting Started. It will help you make that decision. And the link to it is in the comments box below. Have a great Friday.